What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. Now we're going to touch on various topics on what carbohydrates are used for when, and kind of go around the misunderstanding of does it fit your macros or if it fits your macros, okay? Now, we're first going to discuss that we can all agree on these are all carbohydrates here, okay? Now, I'm first going to touch on when people make the argument of like, does certain carbohydrates match certain carbohydrates? Does it fit your macros? Yes, and that's a good concept to follow in majority cases, but I think many people kind of misconstrued it and kind of bend it to how they want to eat and justify eating shit. So basically, you know, what we have here is we have gluten-free bread, Ezekiel bread, rice cakes, jasmine white rice, honey, cream of rice, Doritos, sweet potatoes, strawberries, oranges, and we have quick oats, okay? Now, obviously you can make the argument, well, I can substitute Doritos for the same amount of carbohydrates as I can substitute sweet potatoes and still have the same calorie difference and not gain any weight or lose any weight. And yes, there's a lot of truth to that. However, why would anybody who's into athletics in their right mind want to substitute something that offers legitimately almost no nutritional value besides just energy over other carbohydrates and foods that offer other micronutrients that assist in performance, digestion, absorption of other nutrients, and are darn right just better for you, period. So yeah, every once in a while in that general daily life to have balance, it's okay to substitute those things. But it's definitely not something every day to substitute Skittles, Starburst, and basically junk food for the same amount of calories as you get other things, because people forget there's micronutrients. So if you're eating a full day of just Skittles, white rice, and chicken, they'd be like, oh, well, I'm meeting my macros. Well, you're not also getting any micronutrients at all. You're just getting macros. There's protein, white rice that contains almost nothing besides energy, and sugar and the dyes, and you're not getting any polyphenols or the antioxidants or the vitamins and minerals to offer. So that's something you got to keep in mind and keep it in check. Don't use it to justify the means to eat shit, okay? Now, back to the main part of this video. Now, what I want to talk about is when to use what when, okay? So we have a whole big variety of carbohydrates here. Now, obviously, if you're in a lower carbohydrate diet, it's definitely recommended to choose more carbs from this side. You want more nutrient-dense foods. If you're limiting your calorie intake, you want to focus on more carbohydrate sources that are more micronutrient dense. Therefore, you don't become in deficiencies. So adding in potatoes, choosing potatoes over white rice, choosing fruits over other refined carbs are gonna deliver more to you, help you sustain more energy, all right? That's definitely, you wanna get more bang for your buck. Now, if you're in the off season, obviously eating tons of fruits and sweet potatoes are really not gonna deliver, you're gonna have digesting issues, you're gonna have bloating, lower appetite. So that's when these carbs come into play. So once you have your micronutrient dense foods already in your plan to a reasonable amount in the off season, you can start adding in easy to digest things like cream of rice and honey in the morning. It's very easy to get 75 grams of carbs down of rice and honey, not to mention honey or even adding agave nectar or anything to your foods, kind of stimulate your salivary glands and stimulate appetite, those sugar sweet things. So it's easy to digest and more get those calories in. Nowhere ever should you substitute all the time, every day, with all these refined products for all the micronutrient dense products. This is a lot what Stan Efferding talks about, how you should be choosing foods that are more micronutrient dense over the other foods. Rice is important, rice is good, and these products will work, but you want to choose things that have more bang for your buck, especially if you're restricting carbs. If you're not restricting carbs, again, you still include these types of foods, but you also have more increase of these types of carbohydrates to increase the energy and the caloric intake of your diet to help you gain weight and sustain energy. Now, obviously, you might need to play with which one digests better for you. Generally, that's rice. So you can have more and still digest the food without being bloated, gassy, and distended all the time. So guys, please, just a quick recap, don't use the if it fits my macros to really substitute, because I know a lot of the individuals who are high up who talk about it in the sense of being able to have a variety of carbs to get those micronutrients in. They do not mean to substitute sweet potato for Dorito, okay? They're not meant, that's not what it's meant. It's okay to do every once in a while to kind of live your life and have balance and maintain your lean physique. But it's not something like every day you're gonna get up and you're gonna have Eggo waffles. And then the next meal you're gonna have chicken Doritos. And then you're gonna have Skittles instead of fruit. That's what they don't mean. But I see a lot of people making posts about stuff like that, and it's just incorrect, okay? Don't be one of those people. So guys, I hope this is useful. Just another thing to mention, obviously potatoes, you can't eat a lot of them. They're gonna mess you up digestibility wise, but it's okay to include a few ounces in them a couple times a day in your meals to get those nutrients you needed, because it will help you with energy and it will help overall with everything, okay? And fruits are great as well. They're not as scary as everybody else thinks they're gonna be, all right? There's some fruits that are, grapes high in sugar, blueberries might be a little harder to digest, but generally fruits are good because nobody's gonna be eating 800 grams of carbs from fruit a day. So you're gonna be okay with the fructose department. Plus it's good for your liver, all right? So I hope you guys take something away from this and take a reality check back to all the information that gets misconstrued on the internet and misinterpreted, but that's what it is in a nutshell. Hope you guys like it.